Welcome to Nenabling with Ellie. Today I wanted to go over some vocabulary with you guys because I noticed online that some people actually don't know the proper pronunciation of the company name and then really key words that we use around here. So I wanted to start with the company name and then I'll tell you the background. The name is Nena, and we'll put the phonetic spelling underneath, but it's Nena, not Nina. And the funny thing about that is that way back in the day when I was thinking of what to name the company, I wanted it to be meaningful to me, and I wanted it to be a Spanish word, and I came up with Nena, which is a really like endearing way of calling somebody you know, a little girl, like darling, but you would use it to call your daughter or young girls around you. My mom calls me Nena, and she calls all my sisters Nena. I call my little girls Nena, and so that's what it means. And the funny thing is that I was telling my parents, what do you think about if I named it Nena? And my dad said, everyone's going to call it Nina. And then I said, I'm fine with that, I don't care. So if you call it Nina, don't feel bad, that's okay, but the proper spelling or pronunciation is actually Nena. The next word, and it's probably the second most used word here, is repeal. And it's spelled H-U-I-P-I-L. And this is a repeal. And these women here are wearing repeals. And a repeal is, and it's like almost like W-E-E, peel, repeal. Sometimes it's spelled with a G, but repeal is the proper spelling for us, and many people use that. And let's see, it's a Mayan woman's shirt. That's what a repeal is. So the next is, we're basically going to go through can you see this right here? Mm-hmm. We're basically going to go through a traditional Mayan woman's clothing because that's a lot of the fabrics we use. So if the repeal is the shirt or the blouse, the next item would be a faja. Let's see what we have here. And fajas are the camera straps or bag straps, the one-of-a-kind ones. And you can see here all the fajas we have on our models. And there's different techniques to using them, but the faja is what we use quite a bit around here for camera straps and bag straps, like I said, but is also a belt. The next would be the corte, and it's a skirt. It's the Mayan woman's skirt, and we use that quite a bit on beach bags. So the one-of-a-kind vintage beach bags are made of corte. Next is a technique, and it's you're probably more familiar with the word ikat. And it's used in India and other places around the world, but we actually call it haspe. And haspe is in a lot of our fabrics, and it's this almost tie-dye looking technique that you see here. It can be done in just black and white, which is more traditional, more common, not traditional. And then you can also use colors, and it's actually, let me show you this right here. This is the process of haspe. So when you see it on your fabrics and your bags, what they do is they take the thread and they actually tie it up first into bundles, and then they hand dye it. So this used to be white. So it used to all be white, and they'll tie it up into different sections. And if I were to untie one of these, see the white sections? That's, the black part is what was dyed, and it used to be white underneath. And so you can see here, they did a variety of colors, primary colors and then black and white. And after that, they will thread it on the foot loom or on the back strap, and they'll incorporate it into their design. So it's quite a rigorous technique for fabric, but it's called haspe, and it's similar to ikat. Another one that I wanted to throw in there that we don't normally sell, but I wanted you guys to know because I hear it being said incorrectly quite a bit, These are huarachis. Huarachis. In Guatemala, we actually call them gaitas quite a bit, gaitas. I hear all different sorts of pronunciations, but they're called huarachis, huarachis. And then last is my last name. It's actually Hynek. It's spelled H-Y-N-E-K, and a lot of people say Hynek, and that's actually what I thought when I first met my husband, was that it was Hynek, but it's Hynek. And I think if there's any other words that you guys can think of that you'd like me to pronounce for you, please comment, email us, and I'd love to help you out. In other news, I want to let you know what we got going on for Heritage and Society this week. I'm so excited anytime there's a Heritage and Society going on. This is our first embroidered panel that we're going to be doing on our Heritage and Society bags. And this one is definitely artisan choice. So most of these, if not all of them, are one of a kind. And when I was in Guatemala on one of my trips, I'm always looking for new techniques and new things to bring into the collection. And embroidery is very common. This is embroidery right here. And I've always wanted to incorporate it into Nena & Co somehow. And I met this woman, Manuela, and she was at a market and just had piles and piles of embroidered panels. And I introduced myself and told her I'd really love to work with her. And it's interesting when you meet artisans because you have to earn their trust. You really, really do. It's the same thing with our Ghana line. You have to earn their trust before they really believe that you're giving them true business. And so over time, we built a relationship, and this is the first to come of the work that we're doing with Manuela and the women in her family. And it's a network of her close friends and then her family that do the embroidery work. So when I say this is artisan's choice, I gave them my parameters and I said, do traditional designs that you normally do, and in the future I'll give you more direction, because I really like to learn how they process information and how they work before we start tweaking it a little bit. So most of them are birds, and there's some flowers I think, but most of them are birds. So you'll find all these beautiful colorful birds on the designs, and they're just so pretty. The other thing we have relaunching this Friday is our Ghana collection. I'm always so excited about the Ghana collection. We'll have a bunch of new one-of-a-kind full moon bags and half moon bags as well. So thanks.